Wahkohtowin is the Cree word for kinship, and it represents that everything is connected. And I believe that that's a big part of what we do, understanding that we're not superior to Mother Nature and more that we are a part of it, knowing that the animals need this to survive. We need everything to survive: water, trees, air, and we need it to be there forever.
Wahkohtowin Development, the best way to describe it is a social enterprise. We have this broad obligation in terms of delivering on some of the pressure points of sovereignty and jurisdiction and consultation as it relates to forestry.
In forestry, there are a whole lot of requirements around the forest management that are required by legislation. Many of the objectives that Indigenous communities have and Wahkohtowin brings are outside of legal requirements, and they're linked to Forest Stewardship Council certification, or they're related to the aspirations of the communities. We've really had to work hard together with Wahkohtowin to create more space, to modify our practices outside of the norms, to be able to work collaboratively on projects such as creating opportunities for birch syrup production, to really create new programs associated with reconciling our practices with the interests of the communities.
And you think about the new Forest Stewardship National Standard here in Canada, now incorporated UNDRIP and FPIC. And that's a big turning point. And that respected and understood the acknowledgement and protection of Indigenous peoples' rights and acknowledging them as nations and giving them the opportunity to do collaborative management of the forests. We're also focused on a national guardian network relationship where we're developing a guardian program here locally that meets the needs of our communities.
The Guardian program was envisioned by the elders from the North Superior Regional Chiefs Forum. In collaboration with the communities, our 3 owner communities, Chapel Cree, Brunswick House, and Missinabie Cree, we work together to develop land-based programming. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is empower the youth to learn as much as they can. Essentially, we want to build stewards and advocates for the land.
I hope that the work we're doing lights a spark in people's spirits and helps their inner fires to burn brighter so we can all burn together by having that sense of identity, sense of community. You know, whether it's building a canoe or learning our songs, learning our language, learning the medicines, being out on the land.
I'm proud of some of our young people that are stepping forward and helping to understand and be a part of and take care of some of these issues and concerns that we are raising. The more information that goes out, the more education that we can transfer over to the kids and younger people, I think that's going to help us with initiatives and ideas that we have.
FSC has created the opportunity for collaboration at a number of scales. At the forestry scale, the way in which we assess forests and look at regenerating those forests, including the guardians in surveys and in field activity, that allows us to make better decisions on the ground in relation to renewing the forest over time. I've seen in many instances when practitioners, Indigenous, non-Indigenous, are out in the woods and looking together, we can find ways in which to move forward to achieve the interests of sustainable forest management with an Indigenous perspective integrated.
There is a holistic view in the FSC system to try and create balanced decision-making towards a broader supported definition of what is sustainable. As a forester and a generalist and an advocate, seeing the land and landscape for more than just timber, the nurturing, the food sources, the interconnectedness of medicines and the clean water that can come out of trees like the birch water, everything we need to make ourselves 100% interactive with that ecosystem, just like the bird, just like the crawler, right? Just like the walker, swimmer. We all rely on each other.